Welcome back to the Ed Show, and thanks for staying up tonight. Scott Walker's budget repair bill contains 10 short lines that highlight the Republican strategy for selling out America and help explain why Scott Walker is quick to take any calls from David Koch. Well, if passed, the bill allows Governor Walker to, quote, sell any state, and now this is in the bill, sell any state-owned heating, cooling, and power plant, or may contract with a private entity for the operation of any such plant, with or without solicitation of bids, or for any amount that the department determines to be in the best interest of the state. Now, hold it there. The guy can do whatever the hell he wants to do. In other words, the state can decide to sell its power plants without any competitive bidding on the price whatsoever. It's just what the governor wants to do. Walker can sell to whoever he wants at whatever price he wants. He can also lay off workers at the plants before the sale, make it look good. Wisconsin Republicans have been trying to do this for years. The same plan was in the budget for 2005 through 2007. It was vetoed by Democratic Governor Jim Doyle, who said the plan was, quote, not a good business approach. You see, most governors would want to get as much money as possible by making companies bid against one another to get the price up, but not Scott Walker. Apparently, taxpayers don't need to know who's getting their money. Now, you may be wondering, who would be in a position to buy these power plants from Governor Walker? Well, Koch Industries already has 3 major utility operations in the state of Wisconsin. These 34 state-run plants would give them an energy monopoly. Does that bother you? Now, through a spokesman, the Koch Industries have denied interest in the plants, but remember, Koch brothers gave Scott Walker $43,000 for his campaign, plus another $1 million to the Republican Governors Association, which in turn spent millions of dollars attacking Walker's opponent. Now, since the bill allows the sale to happen at Walker's whim, we won't know if he does a favor for the Kochs until the money changes hands. Joining me tonight is Thomas Frank, a columnist for Harper's Magazine and author of The Wrecking Crew, How Conservatives Ruin Government, Enrich Themselves, and Beggared the Nation.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you wrote about this one.
Yeah. Where have you heard this song before, Ed?
You have to be fulfilled that it's now playing out in real live color, aren't you?
This is not something that I'm happy to be prescient about. I mean, this is a dreadful thing that's happening up there in Wisconsin. You're never happy to see something like this. But yeah, I did write about it a couple of years ago.
Okay, so why would the state legislature grant a governor this kind of power?
Well, look, this is what they do. This is how conservatives rule. As I put it in the book, this is what the Bush administration did. The same kind of things all over the country. But basically, what you're seeing going on up there, I mean, you've got basically 3 steps in the 3 stages in the program, right? On the one hand, you get rid of the you get rid of the government workers, and you privatize, you outsource everything, and then oh hell, you deunionize. You do a great favor for your friends in the private sector. But there is a cosmic historical appropriateness to this great prank that's been played on the governor of Wisconsin that I want to point out to you. And
Sure.
Go back to what John Nichols was saying a minute ago. Wisconsin, which is sort of the birthplace of all these clean government initiatives. 100 years ago, Bob La Follette, whom he mentioned. You know why they did things like build a professional, professional public servants and this sort of thing, why we have a bureaucracy in the first place. It's because before we did things that way, state governments used to be dominated by big private companies, the sort of 19th century equivalent of the Koch brothers. I'm from Kansas. It was a railroad that dominated the government in Kansas, and it was easy to buy and sell the entire state legislature. Some states it was railroads, and some states the timber industry, and other states oil, whatever it is. So and they were able to basically get their guys in as U.S. Senator, whatever you want. And we said no to that system 100 years ago, and we replaced it with a professional civil service. And it's just so, whether it's irony or some kind of, something, more cosmic than that this guy is trying to wreck the civil service and takes a phone call from whom he thinks is his buddy, David Koch,
Well, this is proof positive that the Republicans think that no government is good government. And they're on record saying that the state government...
I would say lousy government. There's a famous saying that I write about a lot in The Wrecking Crew. I dug it up from it was famous in the 1920s, which is the best public servant is the worst one. Okay? This is something that they used to say back then. The best public servant is the worst one. You only want lousy people in government, because if government is good, if government delivers good service, and people will start to trust it, and it'll compete with private industry and blah, blah, blah. Can't have that. You got to have, you got to wreck the civil service, and that's what they're doing.